By now, everybody knows the rules. Yes means take it. No essentially means leaf it. Number one, William Nylander will lead the Toronto Maple Leafs in goal scoring this season. Take it or leaf it, Rosie.
I'm going to leaf it. I think that's one you're going to look back on day 82 and said, remember on game 14, we thought Austin was going to lose to Willie, and not that it's a competition. Little slow start for Austin, but I just, and as much as Willie's right up there and it's awesome, and I would love for them to go head to head and battle it out for the lead. I just think Austin, a little bit of injury issues going on, not feeling his best. He's had times where this happens. I think when he picks it up and feels himself, he's going to go off.
Mixed reviews in the chat. A bunch saying take it, something saying leaf it. I'm with you. I'm going to leaf it as well. Austin Matthews, by far, is the best goal scorer on the planet. He can score a hat trick in his sleep. There are going to be moments this season where he comes out, scores 3 or 4 goals, and you're like, damn, this guy's still really good at hockey. I think Nylander's obviously going to have a big year, 40 plus tucks, but I still have to sign up in the community that suggests that Austin Matthews is going to rip it and win the goal scoring title for this team. Not this team, but like I still think he's active, obviously, in Rock Richard conversations. I just think he's that good. But man, I think it'll be hilarious if like a Nylander gets to like 60 plus goals this season.
Oh, that'd be wild, man. That'd be
Yeah.
absolutely wild, and it'd be wicked to do after he's locked up a contract, man. It would shed some of the naysayers about William Nylander. But I thought that this question was going to be, is he going to win the Rocket? And I would happily say no to that because, as Jeff Merrick mentioned, those in-season accolades don't amount to a whole hell of a lot. So I just don't need him to be that guy and have that on his plate. I hope that this little beginning of the season where the hiccups are, I hope it's just building and learning and figuring out who you are as a player and as a team, and the personal success I could give two rips about at this point.
I would prefer the Conn Smythe as well. Number 2, Connor Timmins will outperform Yanni Hakanpaa this season. Take it or leaf it, Rosie.
Oh, I'm going to take it, but with a caveat. I think that the ceiling is higher. I'm excited for Hakanpaa. I think he's the better hockey player, defenseman. I cannot wait to get Hakanpaa in there. And I don't know why I don't want to jinx it or curse it. I just, with the amount of time it's taking him to come back, I just can't help but think there's something fundamentally wrong with a part of his body that's going to be difficult to hold up.
No, it's a knee issue. We know there is something fundamentally wrong with his body, and the fact that every team and then the doctors got involved, and we thought they signed him. Like there's something happening right there, and it just feels like Hakanpaa doesn't have 5, 6, 7 years remaining in his NHL career. And I think the point is to get him on that roster, maybe to try to get him up to speed in time for the playoffs. But I have to take it. I've been really impressed with Connor Timmins so far this season. I brought up the fact earlier on, like this was a highly touted prospect way back in the day with Colorado. Maybe it's just taken him longer to find his potential. Obviously, you got to be careful, man. We're a couple games into this season, but I've liked everything in his game so far. Love that he shoots right. He actually plays with a bit of size. He skates really well. His first pass, like there's a lot to like in Timmins' game. And the most important part is the confidence he's playing with right now. He's just going out there and doing his thing because he knows he's playing every game.
Yeah, does he remind you of Edmondson at all? Just the look of him out there, same body type. It just when he's on and he's making the right stuff happen. I agree with you. I like that. And you mentioned that he was this prospect and what kind of happened. It's funny how quick, 6, 7 seasons can kind of click by and you're kind of buried in this situation and you're pigeonholed to that thing and dealing with some injuries over here, and then takes a while to get your confidence back, and you just don't get the opportunity to flourish and to develop into what your potential is. That happens all the time, and it's not like it's the first time in the world that a guy like that could. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but yeah, your ceiling was always here. Your potential was through the roof. Did you ever really get up to that part? Not yet, but sometimes that's circumstantial, and it's still in his blood, and he's capable of doing that. And I hope that this start and kind of winning that position and that job and doing well, exactly like you said, the confidence is there. And when you have those grindy seasons where nothing's going right and you can't get on, everything's negative, God, it's hard to flourish and to do things properly. But when you have a start where, hey, things are starting to go my way, I'm starting to put the building blocks together, confidence is everything. And I think he should have some right now. And it's nice that if Hakanpaa doesn't work out, there's a viable option right there as well.
Number 3, the Leafs power play is fixed and we could stop worrying about it. Take it or leaf it, Rosie.
Leaf it. Oh, that Leafs Nation, you know better than to have one outing and say all of our problems are fixed, and then it's a gradual thing. It's a bit more of a process. I'm gonna have to see a hell of a lot more than one game where it's clicking to say that it's fixed, because it was fucked. Let's be honest. They got issues back there. They've had them. If it's fixed, I'd like nothing more than that. I would love it for just to be like, turn the page, we're new, we got it now. Whatever that was, forget about it. We're done. But in my mind, I'm not ready to call it case closed.
Yeah, I got to go with Leaf It. They're still 7 for 47 on the season. Granted, they were 3 for 7 against Boston. Mind you, as mentioned, the Bruins have taken the most penalties in the league, and good on the Leafs for taking ownership there and doing their thing and producing when they needed it most. But I still think it's far from fixed with just the different looks we've seen. The sample size is pretty damn large, dating back to like February of last season and beyond. We'll see what happens, but I think it's an easy leaf it, Rosie. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.